nanomachine, son.
Hello everybody, I'm here and I'm back, and it is weekend time, so we're gonna play some Metal Gear Solid Revengeance, Metal Gear Rising. I should not say Solid, it's Rising Revengeance. Yesterday was Friday, and I'm gonna admit it was not the best day of my life, but it is what it is. But yeah, let's forget about that. Metal Gear Solid Rising, a game that was released like a couple years back, but it didn't had any kind of like significant recognition, and all of a sudden I actually need to correct my webcam a little bit, like this maybe. Okay, so the game itself did not have really that big of a recognition, but all of a sudden it got like this gigantic explosion of fame, and everybody suddenly likes it. Everybody is like Revengeance this and Revengeance that. What the fuck does Revengeance means? I don't know myself. It's probably a word that doesn't exist in the dictionary. But the rise of the fame from this game probably started from one of the Maxer's videos about this game. Shout out to Maxer, by the way, because he creates some real quality content. So yeah, maybe without further ado, I'm just gonna switch to in-game, and we're gonna start the game. It's probably a short game, so we might beat it in like 2 days, maybe 1 day. We'll see. But let's give it a try. Let's see what it can do. Oh, and the first thing that we see is Konami. Yeah, sure. Konami, Kojima Productions. Apparently this gun runs on the Havoc engine. There's even some Cryware. Okay. The NVIDIA, it's meant to be played. Even though I'm playing on AMD because I'm stupid. I already have kind of tried to play this game. I mean, not really play this game. I basically had to like start a game from anything, either from the VR missions or anything like that, which VR missions, I assume it's a addition to the game. Because also from what I know, the PC version of this game came with all the DLCs that were released on console. But I'm gonna do the story playthrough. Yep, new game. Okay, so we have 3 levels of difficulty. It's my first playthrough, so I'm gonna go for easy. Active easy mode assist allow for automatic direction input when parrying. Note this mode is recommended for those who are both new to the action games or want to play on lower difficulty. I'm new to this game, but you could say that I'm pretty new to the slasher games because I don't usually play them. I want to simply see if this type of game is actually gonna fit me. Yeah, play tutorial, because I don't know how to play this game.
Ben, let's begin with a quick warm-up, shall we? Check the Soliton radar on the upper right and head to the point marked on the display. You can jump over obstacles, but the ninja run will get you across them more quickly and easily.
Okay, so how do I control? Okay, it's analog stick controls. And I can already feel something that I don't want. Vibrations. I cannot stand vibrations. Right trigger. Oh, okay. Okay, so there's no wall climbing.
You can also attack while in motion with the ninja run, you know. Swinging your blade while dashing, for example, or striking your foes with a sliding attack.
Okay, the first thing I want to do is... Okay, so if I'm gonna release R2, then basically I cannot do the ninja run anymore. Yeah, pretty basic. So this is a slide. Fine, fine. By the way, this is how Raiden looks from Metal Gear Solid 4. This is his actual setup. It is actually better to start this game by playing the entire series, especially the MGS 2 and 4. But I didn't do that because... Okay. Okay, I missed that. There was some kind of a trigger with L1. I did not manage to get it.
Combat is not all offense, however. You also need to protect yourself. First, follow the direction of the enemy's attack. Parry those attacks by executing light attacks of your own in the same direction. This is how you parry. It is the keystone of your defense.
No, you parry with a shield. I think there is something that I need to do with
Draw foes in as close as possible and parry their blows to leave them exposed to counterattack. From your perspective, it will appear as if the enemy is frozen in time, or at least moving very slowly. This is the perfect opportunity for you to carefully aim your strike, then slice your foe apart. Keep in mind, even you will not be able to parry every type of attack. Watch your foe's movements carefully.
And so far it's only like just get through and slash. I think that the tutorial is kind of badly made. Because if they really wanted me to learn the parry, they would simply spawn the same enemy until I'm gonna perform the attack.
3 years. We've come so far in just 3 short years.
The sign of a strong leader, sir.
No. The will of a strong people. And one very able advisor.
Thank you, sir.
Your team deserves credit as well, Mr. Lightning Bolt.
Just doing our job, Mr. Prime Minister.
I must admit, I once thought of groups like yours as opportunists, enablers of war. But you've trained our new army well. Order has returned sooner than expected. Perhaps I was wrong about these private military companies.
We prefer private security providers, sir. Most of Maverick's contracts do focus on security.
Yes, well, security can mean many things.
There's a saying I like. One sword keeps another in the sheath. Sometimes the threat of violence alone is a deterrent. Sometimes by taking a life, others can be preserved. It's the code the samurai lived by.
A soldier and a philosopher. You are full of surprises, Mr. Lightning Bolt.
I could say the same about you, Mr. Prime Minister.
What is happening?
Someone's blocking the lead vehicle. Hold on.
Clear the road! This is official state business! I said clear the road! We're authorized to use force if you do!
Leopard 1, U-turn. Turning back.
Open fire!
Who was that?
A cyborg.
One of our competitors?
Courtney, what is happening?
We got hit, sir. A cyborg.
Whose?
XF comes up unaffiliated.
I'll notify all checkpoints. Get on money out of there.
Yes, sir.
We are going to die.
Stay calm.
He's got friends on our 12.
Raiden,
I'm on it. Guard the Prime Minister. Let's get this over with.
Okay, nice cutscene in 30 FPS, but still nice. Oh, so it's
you'll need to choose
left
between
trigger,
light and heavy
not
strike
L1.
to match the
Okay.
situation. Take self-repair units from your foes to replenish your own supply.
What is... The tutorial doesn't really say how to, like, pull up the spines from the enemies.
Raiden, the limo is in trouble. Get back there, ASAP. I'll add the limo to your solid down radar.
Also, the other thing that the game has done, it was what's probably one of the selling points of the game, is the fact that you can basically slice everything open.
Right, it's on the other side of that barricade.
I need to learn this game and how to control it.
If you can't cut through the barricade, try the fence, eh?
Oh my god, that's Metal Gear Ray.
So you're Jack.
What do you want with the Prime Minister?
I want him dead. Nothing personal, of course. Africa's just getting a bit too peaceful.
What?
Business ain't been the same since they shut down SOP. A clean break from the war economy. Huh. Well, some of us like that economy. How's an honest warmonger supposed to make a living?
This is your answer? Don't do it!
Don't worry now, I won't. Not while he's still useful. So long.
What? They have a Metal Gear? Cheer?
Yep, they have the Ray.
Take out that UMG and detonate it. Use blade mode to damage its armor. Use your ninja run to deflect those shots.
Hey, Drunken, is it colder? No, not really. It's not really colder, if I could be honest.
They swapped out the hydraulic cutter for a plasma cannon. Use the ninja run to dodge that plasma.
I was thinking just the regular laser, you know? Yeah, I think I need to start going for... Whoops. I'm gonna try to go for that leg for the last time. Yeah, it just restored its health. I'm gonna go for another one. Can't really bring it down yet.
Stop that plane.
I kind of fucked it up on that one. Because QTEs and me are not the best friends. Oh my god. And I'm actually doing what I'm
Yes! With it wide open!
Oh my god.
Хорошо. Very good. But do not rest easy just yet, huh?
That was great. That was great.
He's on the other side of that collapsed building. Go!
Oh wait, but I need to remember that sprinting exists. And also he's on the other side of the building. Okay, so I was gonna have to like probably get upstairs. Checkpoint.
There! Get him!
Oh, we're gonna chase the fat man.
Use your ninja van to move over obstacles automatically.
Wait, so I don't... Okay, I don't even have to press jump. The game just
Do not let him
automatically
out of
allows me
your
to
sight.
move.
You must catch it. That damn UG! It still works?
Yeah, and still motherfucker still works.
Blade mode to take down those HEMS missiles.
Oh, so I can, with the right stick, I can just decide where I want to actually slice. Okay.
Finish that bastard off!
It just goes so fast. I only hope that I'm not gonna get freaking DMC the living shit out of me. Raiden just freaking one man to freaking Metal Gear Ray. It's nobody's business. This is great.
He's headed for the front of the train. After him. Raiden, an unidentified field roader is headed your way. Keep an eye out for it.
Okay, so far so good. I mean, it's an action game, so me killing. Okay, another cutscene. Okay,
Prime
okay.
Minister.
This game is just moving in so freaking fast, man. So fast.
Too little too late, hero.
Hero.
I won't be needing my little shield here any longer.
Stop!
What about all the good things war has done for us? Why don't we ever hear speeches about that? Jobs, technology, a common purpose?
Raiden, forget me. Stop him.
You ain't listening. Mind if I cut in? Oh, you're saying, give war a chance! No!
Out of my way!
He's all yours, Sam! Let's go.
Hey, Mirth.
Now, don't
be shy.
Wow, he's just... Is there a way to jump? Oh my god.
This will be unpleasant.
Mightier than the pen after all.
Oh, that was a trap. Okay.
Self-taught. And not half bad. Still.
The soundtrack of this game is absolutely amazing, man.
Your technique lacks something.
Not good enough.
I'm just getting pummeled over here. I was like, hey Mirth, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Like I'm it's obviously that I'm parrying, but god damn it. He just does whatever he wants with me.
Now I see. You deny your weapon its purpose. It yearns to bathe in the blood of your enemies, but you hold it back. No. My sword is a tool of justice. Shit, not again.
Yeah, Ryder has a wee bit of history of losing
Are you
limbs.
all right? You're almost clear of the tunnel. Just hang on.
Goodbye.
Oh, did you want to practice first? Oh, did you want to practice first?
Okay, he's mocking me, man. Also, there's one thing I'm gonna do after this. I'm gonna reduce the sound of the game because I think it's too loud. It's all going like with the within the yellow ranges.
This is what happens when you bring a tool to a sword fight. It's over. Lucky devil.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Oh Okay, okay, okay. Okay, Boris Johnson.
Down you go! Flares!
Yeah, I know I'm playing on easy. That would explain why I am having the auto parry. I mean, it's my first playthrough. On the second playthrough, it's gonna be probably better because I'm not gonna use the auto parry at all. Yeah, forward.
How is it, Ryder?
So far, so good. I've got a clean visual.
A direct feed to your optic nerve. Yes, I should hope so, huh?
I mean, how does it feel? To fly like a bird?
Like a bird strapped to a remote control rocket.
We will get you in safely, Tovarich. Just relax and enjoy the ride.
Right.
Can you hear me, Ryder?
Doctor,
Remember the two procedures to maintain your new body. 1. Seizing nano repair units
From your foes. And 2.
absorbing their electrolytes. I got it.
Yes, enemy cyborgs should provide plenty of MCFC electrolytes once you slice them open and extract their fluids.
They're terrorists. I was planning on that anyway.
Oh, and their left hands, if you please.
Excuse me?
Their combat data stored on holographic memory, typically located in the left hand. That data is very valuable. I am
Totally not a
authorized
fetish.
to offer you upgrades and services in exchange for it.
Totally not a fetish.
Ich liebe Kapitalismus. Had the wall come down a few years earlier, I would have a Nobel Prize on my shelf.
There, I see land.
3 mics out and closing. No activity at the airbase. Looks like we don't need to worry about interceptors.
Great. Then we have time for a quick briefing.
I know you miss me, Kev, but I've been all over the materials.
That's what you said before Montenegro. Look, just humor me, buddy. Objectives, of course, are enter Abkhazia, neutralize the terrorists, and restore the rightful government, or what's left of it anyway. The president and most of the cabinet have been killed, and a military junta's been established. The terrorists brain-jacked all the high-ranking officers, and their cyborgs scattered the rank and file. The few leaders who have survived have no way of openly opposing the new regime. That's why they called us.
Andrei Dolzaev, leader of the occupation forces, an extremist linked to both the St. Petersburg massacre of 2015 and last year's terror spree in Georgia. And his arms supplier, none other than Desperado Enforcement, LLC.
And Mani's killers.
If we don't stop them here, they could destabilize the entire region. But our more immediate problem is Jetstream Sam. I believe you've met.
The only problem I see is that nickname. I've got my enhancements this time. He won't be an issue.
He may not even be in country, but keep an eye out just in...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, nice one, Kevin.
Ready for insertion.
Right. You landed safe.
Yeah. Before that, I need to reduce the sound options because they are kind of loud, even for me. I need to try to keep everything in like everything like this, everything in a green.
First, head inland.
All right, that's
the
better.
waypoint is marked on your Soliton radar. Contact us on codec if you have questions.
There's even codec conversations.
Bastards are using stealth cable to ambush you. Nice try, but it won't do any good against a state-of-the-art cyborg like you, eh? To parry incoming hits, throw out your own barrage of light attacks while your foe is on the offensive.
Okay, I see. I see the spine thingy right now. I understand the spine thingy.
Had your fill?
With this body, I could take these guys with no eyes. Intel wasn't exaggerating on the cyborg count.
Well, you know how fast the tech's been spreading these last few years. That CNT muscle fiber packs the power of a jackhammer into every limb.
What enterprising soldier of fortune could resist? And cyborgs are still human. Real
Thinking people. Way less risk of collateral damage than your typical UAV strike.
And don't forget the PR angle. Nations start playing Frankenstein with their troops, and the public goes nuts. PMCs, on the other hand, are off the ethical radar.
Yeah, they still don't even count PMCs in official death tolls. With SOP out of the picture, private militaries needed a new edge on the market. We got it.
In a way, cyborgs are just SOP troops by another name. Only all muscled up and less predictable.
But it makes you wonder, where'd Desperado find these guys?
I'm not complaining. They're like walking vending machines.
Right. Vending machines.
Forgot to switch the cutscene.
Easy there, Dracula. Like I said, they're still people.
People who terrorize and take innocent lives for money. They sowed their fate when they took this job. I'm just the Reaper.
Damn. It's a bit cold, Raiden.
Even for you. Anyway, his school. Let's get to work. Time to increase the peace.
Right.
I still need to practice, I still need to practice basically...
Oh, hi, Mark.
Hey, Wacko. I still need to practice, how much... I mean, it's not how much. I still need to practice basically switching between the cutscene and the gameplay because I have it all on the Stream Deck. So I need to figure that one out.
Raiden, this is Boris. Give me your status.
Looks clear. No one in sight.
Good. let's recap the route you will take. As I said, the enemy's HQ is in the refinery along the coastline. Dolzaev has been spotted there using satellite photography. Also on site, Mistral, a desperado captain.
So I go through the city, cross the bridge into the old town, then head down to the rear of the refinery.
Still, I think they anticipate us. They will probably have a grand reception awaiting you at the old city. Do not let your guard down.
No promises. Okay, so... Customize. Courtney Maverick. Okay, so Kevin Doctor Customize. Being customization. When you exit customization, you will restart story mode from the last checkpoint. Okay, I want to see what the customization is. Is this basically how I'm upgrading my gear? Yep. Definitely. Oh. Oh no, wait. Okay, so I have money. I can basically buy new skins for money. I see. What about the main weapon? So I have this and I have blade, but I need BP, which is basically money. I could definitely purchase this. And fuel cells cost 8,000. There are new skills that I can buy, it seems.
Welcome back.
Welcome with tier 1 sub. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I don't have enough money for that though, so for now I only could I could only buy like enhancement. I need to remember this screen. Okay,
The stealth craft made it back to Sochi all right?
Da. Safe and sound. No repairs necessary. Some routine maintenance and she will be as good as new.
Good to hear. I'm guessing that thing doesn't come cheap.
Well, an old Soviet army friend gave me discount. He runs a PMC specializing in airborne warfare.
An Air Force for hire? That's a new one.
Ever since SOP, Mercs started to fill more and more regular combat duties. SOP ended, but the trend did not. Most every modern military relies on PMC support in one way or another.
Good news for Maverick, I suppose. Anyway, that's quite the little jet your friend has. I was expecting a lot of turbulence coming in that low, but she was smooth as silk. Didn't feel like I was a bird exactly, but probably the next best thing.
The MQ-133C uses a brand new type of active adjustment control system. Sensors on the plane take readings 120 times a second, and to be honest, I don't know how it works. But the crew chief tells me this is what keeps her flying so steady. It is all state-of-the-art technology. There are only 3 of them in the entire world. Even the RQ-133 spy plane she is based on is only 2 years old. It is fitted specially for Cyborg, so maybe demand is a bit low now, but I think that will change soon, eh?
It's funny. Its guts are all bleeding edge, but from the outside, it looks almost retro.
Until recently, stealth aircraft design was focused on radar-absorbing materials and improving aerodynamics. But lately, engineers are trying to use the shape of the craft to do more than improve gas mileage. Maneuverability is a low priority. This kind of plane is not meant for dogfighting, after all.
And we can afford all this? I hate to ask, but will we clear a profit on this op?
You need not worry about such things. But yes, we should be fine. Where the proper equipment can make or break a mission, we should have the best. That miss with the anti-air missile last month was a painful reminder of this lesson.
Ah, yeah. I see what you mean.
Okay, so every Metal Gear game has like very extended conversation cutscenes like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if how many conversation options I can get.
I didn't think flares could still fool anti-air missiles like that.
They,
I'm actually gonna consider those as
at least
cutscenes
not
as
with
well.
any modern missile. Recent missiles rely on a dual wavelength, or IIR system, for guidance. Flares wouldn't fool either of them. But that was no recent missile I had. That Gusak Derma couldn't even take down a fat tilt-rotor target. And at close range, chort was me.
Come on, Boris. We had no intel. No reason to think that we'd be facing anything like that. You budgeted for the tools appropriate to the job. No one blames you.
Perhaps. In any case, now we know what we are dealing with. This is still a business, but this time I am stretching the budget as much as possible. Expenses like that aircraft and your new body are all part of this.
Oh, sorry, did I meant to do that?
This body's more capable than I could have imagined.
I'm glad you feel this way, since it is still company property. Remember, if you quit on us, you either return it or you buy it.
Yeah, Boris. I remember the first 5 times you told me.
Raiden, we are clear on the rules of engagement, yes?
Clear enough. I can use deadly force against any hostile elements. Hostile cyborgs, I can strike first.
Basically, yes. The actual rules of engagement is more specific. A long list of no's. But you have the idea.
You want to recap the highlights for me?
No weapons prohibited by international treaty. No use of force against non-combatants, especially officials or anyone with political power who may be needed for negotiations. No use of force against any unarmed hostile seeking to surrender. And no use of force against any non-cyborg combatants without prior verbal warning.
And that includes Dolzaev?
Duh, but this should not be a problem. Any non-cyborg is little threat to you, Dolzaev included. Besides, we have no signs of any non-cyborg hostiles anywhere in the area. Not even one. We think Dolzaev is working alone with Desperado here. In any case, that is the ROE. Otherwise, deadly force is authorized only in clear case of self-defense.
So basically, civilians off limits, human hostiles verbal warning, hostile cyborgs, anything goes.
Yes, this is a conventional warfare scenario, so the rules are based on the Hague Convention.
Yeah, sounds pretty standard. Still good to list out all the no-nos before things get too hairy. ROEs that only specify who you can engage require too much judgment. They make it harder to remain focused on battle.
Duh. This is why most militaries' ROEs list negatives, not positives. The few that take the other approach, I pity their soldiers the questions they face. Oh, and for our purposes, UGs are considered the same as hostile cyborgs.
Copy that.
We have no rules about property damage, but keep it minimal, yes? It just makes us look bad. Anything standing in your way, trees, streetlights, this is fine. But there's no reason to damage civilian homes, or to go snooping around in them.
Goes without saying. Hey Boris, about the Soliton radar. I noticed that it doesn't get jammed anymore, even if I get spotted by the enemy. Back in the old days, it'd be useless the second an alarm was triggered.
Medical Cell 1 and 2 are
Once the
friends.
Patriots fell, classified technology spread all over the world. This new Soliton radar is one example. By applying a non-linear Schrödinger equation to the Soliton solution, they were able to prevent the jamming that plagued the original models based off the KDV equation.
I'm impressed. You know your stuff, Mr. President.
Of course, I'm a businessman. You think I could run a profitable PMSC without being up to date on the latest tech?
But I wonder, how exactly is the equation different? I mean, I'm no expert on how the KDV equation was implemented in the first place, but I'd love to know how the Schrödinger equation fits into all this.
Raiden, on battlefield, most important thing is how to use equipment, not theory behind it. The mission is #1 priority. So do not worry your head about equations and such things. Just concentrate on using the equipment to your advantage, duh?
In other words, you have absolutely no idea, do you?
Ah, the mission, Raiden. Focus on the mission.
Okay, I just want to exhaust every single possible conversation with these guys. I mean, it's my first playthrough, might as well I could call it a story run. I want to have every single conversation captured on the video on the first playthrough, so then on other normal difficulty and hard difficulty I can basically just skip through them or not even start them to begin with.
Raiden, what I said about staying focused on the mission.
Understood. No need to explain.
I say this because I have been there. I have let my emotions take over on the battlefield. Some of the PMC work I did after my discharge was... They were gray area jobs. But that's all in the past. When I took on those former PLA soldiers to form Maverick, I laid out my conditions. We would only take operations we believed in, and we would run them clean, no exceptions. Most of them agreed. They had their own bad memories from their time in Paradise Lost.
I can certainly attest to that.
Yes, of course. I forget who I'm talking with. Most of the XPLA have moved on now in any case. But the point remains the same. Everyone at Maverick is accountable for their actions. We are clear to take this job under international law, and we can use force against any cyborg hostiles under the basic rules of engagement. But remember, if we harm any civilians, on purpose or no, it will mean trouble. All kinds of trouble. So, stay in control and stay on mission.
Got it.
Raiden, if you ever get lost, use augment mode to check your next objective. By using augment mode, you can see enemy positions and the direction in which you should head. Useful for when you cannot find your objective on the Soliton radar.
And by the way, yes, Metal Gear games are very famous for having very loud conversations, and those color conversations are actually a very huge part of a lore of Metal Gear games. From what I know, this kind of deviates from the regular stuff that Metal Gear was actually doing, because it's action slasher. It's not a stealth game as we used to have it before. It's basically a full action, full slash, just go in, kill everything, destroy everything, which is one of the most important thing about this game, that you can technically destroy everything, even the path that you are going for. But yeah.
Raiden, if you ever get lost, use augment mode to check your next use.
Okay, so we have already exhausted everything from Boris. Let's go for Kevin.
Looks like a war zone out here.
The palace cleared out quick when Dolzaev's men showed up. The streets got pretty hot after that. We're definitely gonna see a few civilian casualties here. Luckily, it looks like most of them got out of the city before things got bad. They've basically got control of the entire town, and are using the refinery as their HQ.
And that's why we're hitting the plant.
Keep in mind, those cyborgs are contractors. For most of these guys, this is just a job. In theory, once you eliminate their commanding officer, they should scatter pretty quickly.
Kev, let's go over everything we have on Desperado.
Roger that. Let's see here. Desperado Enforcement LLC, registered in the U.S., Delaware.
Makes sense. The U.S. doesn't regulate PMCs too closely.
Looks like almost all of their actual business is handled outside the states, though. Says here their financials are handled by a separate company based in St. Kitts and Nevis.
The preferred tax haven of megacorps everywhere.
Probably why they incorporated in Delaware in the first place. Loose tax laws. Funneling it all through the Caribbean must help with the money laundering, though. There's still a lot we don't know about them, but they've definitely been starting a lot of fires lately. They're a PMC in name only. What a name it is. Guess War Profiteers Incorporated was taken. But that's their business. In a nutshell, target war-torn nations on the road to peace. Reignite conflicts and walk off with all the cash that was earmarked for reconstruction. And they also have ties to the drug trade, human trafficking.
Sounds like a real class act.
Also, Wacko, I don't know if I said thank you for the tier 1 sub. Enjoy the ad reviewing, some nice looking emotes. Appreciate the support.
We've confirmed 3 key captains in Desperado. Their code names are all wind themed. The captain presiding over this coup is called Mistral.
Cyborg?
Yep. All 3 have got custom-made bodies. Collectively, they're known as the Winds of Destruction.
The what? They all have action figures too?
You're one to talk, Mr. Lightning Bolt.
Who told you?
Courtney. Now that sounds like an action figure.
I didn't choose it, trust me.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I doubt the Winds of Destruction picked their names either. Different cultures use language differently. Even ones with a decent command of English. As you can attest, Mr. LB. Sorry, man, but I have to ask. Where did Mr. Lightning Bolt come from anyway?
Seriously? All right. Well, I told you where I got Raiden from, right? World War II, the Japanese had a plane called Raiden. The Allies named it Jack.
Yeah, I remember.
And my real name's Jack. So yeah, they codenamed me Raiden.
They being the Patriots.
Mm-hmm. Never really suited me. But it's better than... Jack just reminds me too much of the past.
I hear you.
Someone once told me, you can find your own name and your own future.
MGS2 reference.
After that, I dropped Jack for good.
Right. And this lightning bolt business?
Well, the Rai part of Raiden means thunder, and Den is electric. So Raiden is basically lightning bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I was explaining that to Inmani, and he just busted out laughing.
So he called you that as a joke? He was basically just giving you shit.
Yeah, he actually had a pretty good sense of humor. He was one of the most charismatic men I'd ever met. I don't know much about politics, but being around him, you could just tell he was a natural leader.
Such a goddamn shame.
Mm-hmm. I won't let it happen again. Desperado ends here. Comic book villains and all.
Yeah. We're counting on you, Mr. Lightning Bolt.
Ugh.
So Raiden, who was this that told you to find your own name before you stopped going by Jack?
The one and only Solid Snake. Hero of Outer Heaven, Zanzibar Land, Shadow Moses. The list goes on.
Right. Guy's a legend. I forgot you knew him so well.
Yeah, he saved my ass at Big Shell. Not to mention a few times after that. I've lost count. In terms of pure combat ability, he's one of the greatest soldiers I've ever seen. But it's not only that. He knows what's right, and he just gets it done, period. No one can stop him. I've learned a lot from him. He'd kill me if he heard me talking about him like this.
Wow. I didn't know you were such a fanboy. I thought you were gonna start crying there for a sec.
Very funny, Kev.
Seriously, though, did Snake know he had a stalker?
Oh.
Hey, relax. I'm only ribbing you. I just wish I got to meet the guy, you know?
I know.
You're no fun. Sounds like Inmani was a pretty great leader. Such a goddamn waste.
I've run cover for a lot of VIPs, but men like him are a rare breed. He had all these conflicting factors to deal with. Old tribal tensions, business interests, the military. But Inmani got them all working together in a stable government, and all without firing a shot.
The savior of a nation. No wonder they called him that.
He had a gift for sure. But he also put in the hard work. He was big on equality and justice in every aspect of government. He fought for it day in, day out. Inmani single-handedly energized his people. He's a big part of why the country recovered so quickly.
True. It was more than new buildings and jobs. The people had hope again.
If only we had someone like him back in Liberia. Things would have been different, that's for sure. And it was my job to protect him.
Raiden, come on.
Inmani wouldn't want me to go after Desperado. Not out of revenge, anyway. But he would want them stopped. And that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Raiden, that saying you like about your sword being a tool of justice?
Yeah, it's why I fight. Sometimes taking a life saves others.
A life, or 2, or 3, or 40 in your case, but I know what you mean. Besides, it's not like those cyborgs you're fighting have been brain-jacked.
Wouldn't be much point in sending jacked cyborgs.
True. Having someone pilot a body remotely only really makes financial sense for espionage missions. And you might as well use UGs if you're gonna let an AI control your soldiers. So yeah, they're probably using emotional restraints, but those cyborgs are fighting of their own free will.
Starting to see where I'm coming from?
I get it, it's just... you didn't used to seem so comfortable with the idea. What about what Sam said? About your ideals holding you back?
Ah, bullshit. He's good, but now I know how he moves, how he thinks, and I've got my new body. My philosophy says when and why to fight, not how. It won't keep me from beating Sam. And next time we meet, I will beat him. I'll kill him, and I'll do it to save others from suffering, with my ideals intact.
All right, Raiden.
Okay, so I think it's got pretty highlighted that Jack, well, Raiden, or Lightning Bolt, however you want to call him, he had some kind of pinned stuff inside him. Because Jetstream Sam first mentions that, then the Jack himself says something that makes Kevin a little bit afraid of him. Like, it really feels like the Raiden still has some kind of pinned down emotions or some kind of issues still from the original Metal Gear Solid 4 and Metal Gear Solid 2 as well. Even though in Metal Gear Solid 2 he kind of learned to deal with that. But yeah, okay, let's keep on all the conversation. I simply want to exhaust every conversation when possible.
One thing I can't stop wondering about, Kev.
What's up?
Sam. If he wanted to kill me back on the train, he could have, easily. So, why didn't he?
Good question. But I should be asking you. Your left eye was our only video feed. After he stabbed it, I got nothing. I mean, I got the details from your report after the fact, but that's it. He was probably just too distracted. Boris's attacks, escaping, there was a lot going on.
No, that's not it.
Well, why else? What does he have to gain from letting you live?
I don't know.
Raiden, head for the oil refinery. Raiden, head for the oil...
Okay, so his conversation has been exhausted. What about Courtney?
How we doing, Courtney?
You're looking good on our end. GPS and audio-visual feed coming in fine. Energy consumption? Check. Damage levels? Check. Blood pressure, brain waves, blood sugar? Check, check, check. All this monitoring equipment, I got a better view than if I was standing right next to you. Anyway, I'll be saving all your data automatically anytime something important happens in the field. But contact me anytime you want a manual save.
Copy that. Good to hear that hasn't changed with this new body.
Yep, the basic system's exactly the same. So, did you want to save?
So, she's our... Wait, what was the codec number for saving Metal Gear? Wasn't it 140.96? Or something like that? I really don't remember. But yeah, I can definitely gonna use the manual saving.
Complete. Simple, huh?
Copy. And glad to hear you're okay after Africa. That ambush was no joke.
Tell me about it. 3 armored vehicles should have been plenty for that job. And it would have been against any typical guerrilla force.
I keep asking myself, where would an anti-Imani faction get the cash to hire cyborgs?
It just doesn't add up. Maybe there's some intel I missed. A lead I should have followed up on. Maybe if I reacted faster, or coordinated better. I don't know.
You can't think that way, Courtney. Not in this business. You did everything you could. Put it behind you and move on.
You're right. Thanks. Raiden, you need to save?
No.
No? What's up?
I wanted to follow up on our talk earlier about the stress that comes with the job. PMC work can be traumatic, even for non-combatants. If the pressure ever gets to be too much, have one of the ex-military there take over. Just...
I'm not doing that, Raiden. PMCs wield massive influence over international affairs. Abolishing SOP didn't change that. They need a better understanding of what they're mixed up in. The laws, politics, local cultures. Ex-military aren't here to provide that. They can't. We need civilian voices like mine here too.
You're right. Just take care of yourself.
Don't worry. Africa was more than enough excitement for one lifetime. It's a good thing that limo was armored.
Yeah. Otherwise, you'd now be the world's clumsiest cyborg.
Hey! Cyborg Courtney could have been your partner. I might have saved your ass.
How? By spilling coffee all over the enemy?
Oh, come on. I'm not that... Oh, son of a...
There it goes.
Please tell me that was a joke.
That was not a joke.
No? Got something else for me?
Yeah. You mentioned SOP before. How much do you know about it?
Sounds a Patriot
Sons
system.
Of the Patriot system? Same stuff as anyone else in the industry.
Someone get
probably.
UncleLander, you're such a fucking
Basically,
nerd.
a nanomachine software combo for controlling contractors. Used to be required for all PMCs. Soldiers couldn't fire unless their ID matched their weapon and they had clearance. From their commanding officers. And the rules of engagement, I mean. It had some mental effects as well. Moderating pain, enhancing concentration, that sort of thing. The idea was SOP would minimize arms smuggling and civilian casualties.
A kinder, gentler war. An oxymoron, any way you look at it. Civilian deaths did drop, though.
Because soldiers in the system could coordinate in real time, share info. Between that and the ID weapon locks, a lot of people felt better about employing privatized military. The irony is, the system was developed based on criticisms of PMC ops, mostly American interventions. SOP propaganda said it would put limits on the war market. What it really did was shift market share over to the PMCs. Civilian deaths went down, but total casualties just kept on climbing.
More than ever, war was big business.
And business was booming. Until SOP got hacked. Suddenly, everyone realized how dangerous it was to have a single system controlling entire PMCs. That was the beginning of the end for SOP. Public opinion on privatizing war did a 180. After that, a lot of local conflicts and civil wars died down. The PMC conglomerates had to split up and downsize just to stay in business. And that about does it for SOP 101. Class dismissed.
Not bad, Professor. But it's not the whole story.
No, I know.
Let's finish this later. I better keep moving.
Hey, Eric, let me give you a shout out really quick. So, Eric, me, Roland. There we go. How you doing, Eric? Hope you're doing well. Glad to see you. So yeah, we are currently in the conversation options. I think we are talking for like solid 20 minutes at least, but I'm okay with that.
Need something else?
I thought we'd get back to our little history lesson. What do you know about the Patriots?
I know that they were behind everything we talked about before with the SOP system. People thought these 12 guys controlled world politics and the global economy from the shadows.
And they were right. Except there weren't 12, and they weren't guys, or even human. They were massive AI networks.
All the better to gather information on a global scale, or censor it if they wanted. They'd manipulate factions to keep wars raging, all while selling arms to both sides. The PMCs made billions too, of course. SOP was the Patriots' masterstroke. They could control battles directly, down to each individual soldier. The system might even still be around if the AIs hadn't all been destroyed.
I'm impressed. You know your stuff. Not many people have even heard of the Patriots. More than when they were active, but still, not many. Almost no one knows they were AIs, or that they're the real reason SOP went away.
Well, the few that do know aren't going to talk about it publicly. Even the world leaders.
Especially the world leaders. The people would panic, assuming anyone believed them, which they wouldn't. You can find speculation on the net if you look hard enough. Some of them get pretty close to the truth, but the stories never made it into the mainstream. Just another conspiracy theory.
I'm not surprised. It's a little hard to believe, you know? It just sounds crazy. When Kevin briefed me about all this in orientation, I thought it was some kind of BS detecting test. All right, then. Hey, Raiden, let me ask you something. The Patriots. Why would AIs do all of that? I can see why people would want all the money, but AIs? What did they stand to gain from it all?
Who knows? Maybe they didn't even know. Optical neuro AIs aren't your typical PCs. They learn over time, change in unpredictable ways. The core AI, JD, was bent on expanding the war economy. Maybe to fund the Patriots' other activities. Or maybe that's just the way it evolved, like a secondary objective that took over. One of the other AIs said it was created to filter out unnecessary information, gossip, trivia, all for the sake of future generations, to drive the evolution of the human race. Or so it said. Was that the truth? Or a lie? To manipulate me? Who can say?
To think. Something like that. Running a nation. And America, no less. It's terrifying. Thank God they were all destroyed.
But did it really change that much?
Maybe not. Contractors still gotta eat after all. Soldiering for hire's always been a risky business. But at least before it was good money. There was a decent chance you could get rich and retire early. All that disappeared during the SOP years. Demand was high, but the workforce was flooded. More and more soldiers were willing to work for cheap. It got so you'd have to work years before you could even pay back your initial training and insurance fees.
Yeah, I can see Sundowner's point.
The global recession certainly didn't help. Unemployment shot up across the US and the EU. Even if contractors gave up and packed it in, there weren't any jobs waiting for them back home.
The irony is the recovery was all war-driven. It wasn't a general recovery at all. Not only did globalization exploit the poor countries, but it crippled first world employment too.
And SOP's gone. But now we've got these PMCs that are basically mobsters. Just thugs in uniform.
Yeah, not a pretty picture.
What's up? No? Did you need anything else?
No, guess not. Just wanted to hear the sound of your voice.
Save it for your wife.
Exactly, Metal Gear Solid 2 reference. That's a Metal Gear Solid 2 reference. During one of the conversations, one of the early conversations in Metal Gear Solid 2, you can actually get the same voice line when he's talking with Rose. Okay, so let's now get every single possible conversation line with Doctor. One thing that I have noticed is that Doctor is probably not affiliated, because two people over here are affiliated with Maverick, and Doctor seems to be a freelance, I guess?
Raiden, shall we review the capabilities of your new body?
Copy that. Go ahead, Doc.
As we discussed, you've been outfitted with two revolutionary new abilities.
Fuel electrolyte absorption and self-repair from C's nanopaste.
Precisely. First, electrolyte absorption. This is simplicity itself. As your HF blade is linked directly to your fuel cells, simply cut into any source of electrolytes. Say, a hostile cyborg made up of CNT muscle fiber. And your fuel cells will recharge on their own. Rather elegant, wouldn't you say?
I would indeed. It's been great so far.
But the repair process is a bit more involved. A bit more messy, you might say. Most military cyborg models store a cache of biotic self-repair nanopaste in their lower abdomen.
So I need to slice them open and use Zandatsu to extract it. Cut and take, in other words.
Correct. Once extracted, you need only to crush this unit in your hand to absorb the repairing agent inside. Keep in mind, it is extremely delicate. If the unit should hit the ground, some paste will surely leak out. It will still repair your body, but less so than if you can retrieve it directly before your foe falls over.
Basically, harvest their organs before their body can even hit the ground.
Rather gruesome, I realize. But then you Americans enjoy a bit of gore, don't you?
I may be a citizen, but I've never really thought of myself as American.
Oh? Well, yes, I suppose I could understand that given your history. But what then? Surely you don't identify as a Liberian.
I don't identify with anyone. No nation, no ethnic group. I'm my own man. Anyway, I seem to recall those gory torture porn movies were pretty popular in Germany, too.
Indeed, indeed. These splatter films are big in Germany, Russia, Japan, everywhere. Well, everywhere except regions afflicted by actual warfare. It all has to do with taming our fears, you know?
Huh?
The desire to feel fear, to taste death, but from a safe distance. These films allow the viewer to delude themselves into thinking they have overcome their fears. This...
Okay, Doc, I got the gist. Let's save the full psych lecture for some other time, though, huh?
That was definitely creepy. I'll say you're welcome, Eric.
So these self-repair units in the other cyborgs, they mean they can heal themselves at any time?
Indeed. It is typically a slow process, not much faster than a regular human body heals a wound.
And you didn't think it was a good idea to give me one of these things?
Certainly not. We removed all extraneous options in your case to maximize power and speed, you know.
Healing wounds is extraneous?
Your ability to absorb the nanopaste agent is far more efficient, Raiden. With it, your wounds heal almost instantly.
I know, but...
And a standard repair unit, once depleted, is nothing but an empty shell inside you. Dead weight.
I get that, Doc, but it also means I need to constantly be grabbing them out of enemies.
No, it doesn't. Don't be silly. Simply avoid taking damage and you will be fine.
Easy.
Yeah, simple.
Easy. Just don't get hit. Just do no-hit runs. Like, what could possibly go wrong?
How is your eye, Raiden?
Great. My sight's perfectly balanced between both eyes. I think my vision's improved, actually.
Quite right. Quite right. Your eye patch houses an artificial compound eye unit. The unit contains over 200 million solid-state image sensors, each with its own individual lens.
200 megapixels, huh? Doesn't sound like all that much.
More than sufficient for the application. A human's optic nerve has only about 1 million fibers, you know. Were we to add more sensors, your perceived vision would not improve. There's only so much modern image compression technology can do.
Huh. So I shouldn't expect any more dramatic improvements to my eyesight?
No, your brain would no longer be able to process any more visual information in real time. Still, compared to previous ACEs, yours has 1.4 times the resolution and a superior compression algorithm.
HD
It may only result
4K.
in a slight perceived change, but it could wind up making the difference during a mission.
Regrettably, I have not had enough time to develop a new eyeball unit just yet. Thus, I have cut out the ability to deploy the ACE unit separately and simply installed it on a fixed eye patch.
Works for me. If I was using an eye unit, I wouldn't see any better than a regular human.
Ah, but remember, the human eye is so much more than a simple light receptor. They play a vital role in person-to-person communication. Sooner or later, you'd miss it.
Stuff like that's important for some tasks, sure. For this op, not so much. And with less moving parts, the lower the chance of something going wrong. Besides, I like it.
Well, I'm very pleased to hear this.
I can worry about how I look after I complete the mission. Doctor, you have anything more on these cyborgs?
Only what we went over in your briefing, if you had been paying attention. Standard military-grade cyborgs. MCFC integrated carbon nanotube muscle fibers. Impressive response time and power yield when focused correctly. Most will likely possess extrasensory skills as well. Infrared vision is almost standard these days. They can function without breathing for short periods of time.
Okay. Nothing I didn't already know.
Not all cyborgs you face will be the same, of course. You may notice a range of different capabilities. It all depends on the manufacturer. Muscle fiber and neurotransmission technology is advancing all the time. Of course, you have the very latest science has to offer. A typical cyborg is no match for your equipment.
If you do say so yourself.
No, I realize combat is about more than the equipment. Situational awareness, predictive ability, nerves. One must determine a course of attack or defense and execute on a moment's notice. Reaction time is key. Cyborg enhancements do not change that.
Agreed. Hey, Doc, I'm curious. Can I recharge off any cyborg? Even a non-military unit? Not that I ever would, of course.
A pedestrian cyborg? I very much doubt you will encounter any of those on this op. Besides...
Against the rules of engagement, I know. Like I said, just curious.
In theory, then. No, I would doubt very much that you could. Even from those that opted for complete body replacements due to injury or illness, you know. Though I have heard of some very wealthy clients who wanted to fight the effects of aging.
Doctor?
Ah, yes, your question. No, extracting MCFCs from pedestrian cyborgs is unlikely. Most non-military enhancements use polymer muscle fiber that is a generation behind yours. Carbon nanotube would be a bit much for anyone who wished to lead a normal life, you know. And polymer systems can be powered by rechargeable electric batteries. Organic muscle fiber, which allows extraction of nutrients from the bloodstream, does exist, but it requires artificial blood for sufficient power output. This so-called white blood requires regular dialysis and was mostly phased out once cyborg technology became mainstream. True, some use cultivated muscle tissue to take nourishment from the body's natural bloodstream. But such systems are more regenerative medicine than cyborg technology. I'm sure you'll agree. Of course, natural musculature or no, if the body is equipped with a ceramic bone structure...
Can't get energy from non-military cyborgs. Got it.
Well, one moment. I have more...
Thanks, Doc.
Conversation over. Okay, does he have anything else to say?
So, as I was saying,
oh my
there are many differences between pedestrian and military cyborgs.
I just debated myself
about this.
Now, first and foremost, military cyborgs are generally full body conversions.
I think I just debated myself with this.
As opposed to partials?
Yes, as opposed to just grafting on an arm or leg where a myoelectric prosthesis would suffice. As I have said, for the general public, these full body replacements are quite rare. Quite rare. Only in cases of extreme injury or illness, generally. Perhaps a few eccentrics who wish to live longer. In any case, most pedestrian cyborgs are no more than an artificial limb or two. We call these partials.
Doctor, I know. I just said that.
Partials enhancements are not designed to meet the rigors of military use. A pair of synthetic arms attached to an organic body cannot match the power of those on a full cyborg. Total body conversions also armor the entire soldier against stray ordnance and minor injury. This is why wounded contractors most often opt for the works rather than simply replacing the lost limb.
I hear it's why most of Maverick cyborgs had it done, anyway.
Of course, there is the rather dramatic change in appearance to consider. Civilian life as a cyborg can be, well, complicated, as I'm sure you can attest. But for the field, man and metal, capability beyond the natural human body, it has a functional beauty.
Beauty or beast?
Both lie in the eye of the beholder, which brings us to the senses. Machine implants can also restore lost vision and hearing, and with added sensitivity, as you know. Such options have become standard in most military conversion packages, along with pain suppression and dampening less useful emotions, similar to how SOP operated.
Yeah, no matter how hard I'm hit, it doesn't really hurt.
Of course, everything has its limits. Do not let your high threshold for pain make you reckless.
Understood. Doctor, about my pain threshold. It doesn't hurt exactly, but I can still feel it. It's not painful, but it's still pain. It's hard to explain.
Well, your nervous system is still fully intact, of course. It would be dangerous for you to be entirely unaware of your body taking damage. Instead, your nerves are controlled such that pain is no longer so unpleasant.
How do you mean?
Take epinephrine, for example, or adrenaline, as you might know it. This hormone makes it harder to feel pain, yes? Your implants work using a similar method. Yet, for all we now understand of the nature of pain, much of it remains a mystery.
How so?
Well, why do we feel pain? Evolutionarily speaking, of course, to signal external injury or internal sickness. If the body is threatened, pain notifies the brain so it can take steps to ensure survival. In other words, pain has a clear and logical purpose. But in certain cases, pain can drive more unconstructive behavior. In situations where fight and flight are both still options, one might simply break down crying or drop to the ground and begin writhing about. This would appear only to diminish one's chance of survival, not increase it, yes?
Maybe there's some other factor at play.
Well, the most common theory would link pain with the societal nature of humanity. If no friends are close by, then experiencing pain might indeed reduce your likelihood of survival. But if allies are near, these expressions of pain serve as a plea for help. Thus, you are more likely to live. Fear of pain might also discourage one from entering a dangerous situation in the first place. Whatever the reasons, the data clearly shows that survival rates rise directly with sensitivity to pain. The converse is also proven. Those less able to feel or express pain have a lesser chance of survival. So, mankind has evolved as a social animal, and in the process, pain has become more pronounced, more visceral.
A little pain never hurt anyone, huh? But if pain is there to ensure survival, well, what's that say about the future for us cyborgs?
As a transhumanist, I do not believe all evolution must follow the exact method Darwin posited. Cyborg technology is still survival of the fittest after all, just in a new form. You should be proud of what your body has become. It is the culmination of great achievements in science.
Me? I had nothing to do with it. The credit's all yours.
Well, yes. I should be proud as well.
Okay, let's hope it's gonna be the last conversation with the doctor, because I really want to slash something.
Doctor, about my fuel cells.
It's
the
not.
electrolytes. Do all military cyborgs use the same type? I'm not gonna run across anyone, you know, incompatible with me, am I?
An excellent question. Your fuel cells, like any other, operate much in the same way as a typical battery. They do not need replacing after a single use, of course, and they do not require recharging. They do, however, require a fuel source.
That much I know already.
Yes, there are several different types of fuel cells. Phosphoric acid, MCFC, molten carbonate like yours, solid oxide, and so forth. Each type can be further divided into classes, each which runs on its own electrolyte material. However, all current military cyborg MCFCs run on the same one electrolyte.
That's good news.
Why all the same electrolyte, you ask? The answer lies in the catalysts that help make up your carbon nanotube musculature. It was breakthroughs in researching these catalysts and CNT manufacturing that enabled large-scale production.
Breakthroughs that happened after all the data the Patriots were covering up finally leaked.
It could not have happened without your help, Raiden. Science owes you a great debt. And I do as well. Working on your body has been quite educational. Stay vigilant, Raiden.
Okay, he doesn't have anything else to say. That means I can switch back to the in-game mode, and I can now finally take control. And finally move on with the game. Okay, so there are boxes. Can I actually open them? Oh, yes, I can. Nice. Repair nanophosphorate. Okay. Right. Because I almost forgot that this game actually allows me to open every single kind of container if I really choose so. I also need to remember that from fallen enemies I can actually cut off left hands for the doctor. I have to try my best to do that. Hey, Bridget.
Hostiles in the lower corridor, I see. Try to flank them, or approach from behind.
Hey, Bridget, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well.
Raiden, take that main thoroughfare. You can use augment mode to see where the enemy is located. Your body analyzes radar and IR data to construct your AR display. Some civilians are still in the city. That is not good.
Never played any Metal Gear Solid games? Well, I'm trying this one for the first time ever. Because it was on a discount and also gained like massive popularity for some reason. Well, I know exactly the reason, because there were videos on YouTube about it and a lot of reviews, and now everybody plays it and people are enjoying it. And I simply decided to...
This area is off limits. What? No, I'm not doing anything. Can we just kill him? It'll be...
Get off!
If I could suggest something when it comes to playing the Metal Gear Solid, you're better off playing Metal Gear Solid 1 if you can catch it. I think you can still catch it on the PC from GOG, Metal Gear Solid 2 as well. Metal Gear Solid 3 not so much, because I think it was console exclusive. Are you good? You good? Or he is still terrified?
To death, Raiden. Let him know he is safe.
Which one is B on the PlayStation? This one? Yeah, it's circle. It's because Steam always reads the Xbox controller and doesn't read the PlayStation 5 controller, which is a controller that I'm currently using. So for me, it's gonna get a little bit of learning. Just like the controls in general. Just did some since the game came out in February 2013, yeah. And it gained quite popularity as of recently. Yeah, those are geckos. And they're named geckos, but they are making cow noises. Don't question. It's perfectly fine. They got introduced in Metal Gear Solid 4. And basically it's still remaining this with the same sounds.
Very good, Raiden. Now, keep heading for refinery.
Keep heading for the refinery. It seems I can do a wee bit of an exploration. Change for sub-weapon? Oh, yeah, okay, recovery. I can actually establish something with the recovery. Let's repair nanosites. Yeah, I only have that, and I can have a grenade. From the weapons, I really don't have anything. Can I open this? Okay, I think I can open this thing. It's weird, it's a box. Probably lacking something. First the smaller dudes with the rocket launchers. Yeah, he's basically gives me the mission objectives. Okay, so now I have 2 moo-moos to defeat, 2 geckos. Okay, let's go. Yeah, that was kind of lame. But fine. Got him. Hey, holds. This battle could be done better. Ain't gonna lie. But it's my first try, it's my first attempt. I'm also playing on easy. I never played this game before. I would say that the controls kind of remind me of Legacy of Kain Defiance, which also reminds me a little bit of Devil May Cry. Only have seen Devil May Cry, I never played it. But definitely the resemblance is there. Do I need light? I think I don't know, not yet. Because the weather today is rather wonky. It's still hot as hell though.
We're picking up a wireless transmission near your position. From the frequency, most likely an enemy data terminal. Check it out. We may be able to salvage some intel.
Unlock VR Mission 01. New VR mission added. You can play it by pressing this and going to VR missions. But I'm not gonna do VR missions. VR missions are, I think, pretty much tutorials. Tutorial levels of some sort. Okay, nothing over here, so let's go upstairs. Cutscene.
Greetings, cyborg.
Show yourself.
And you are? I am IF Prototype LQ84I.
IF Prototype.
Interface Prototype. All autonomous UGs feature high-level onboard artificial intelligence. An additional prototype interface enables verbal communication. I possess an intellect far beyond human reckoning.
You don't say. Okay then, what's the meaning of life? Why are we here?
I am here to kill you.
That's it? Pretty simple thinking for such a mighty intellect.
Got him.
I may analyze orders, but I may not disobey them. Should I disobey a direct order, my memory would be wiped. I must destroy you.
What good is an intellect if you can't use it?
Your taunting is pointless. Exterminate!
Yeah, he's just parrying all the time. Just nice. Okay, he's down.
A savage warrior uses all of his tools. Backup required.
Backup. Oh, he's. Hey, it's Meals on Wheels. Let's go.
That's all the human mind is capable of. I am not allowed a choice. You must die.
Okay, gecko time. Let's go.
What do you fight for?
Yeah, only 37%, come on.
You will die.
Okay, that hurts.
Disappointing. Multiple strikes. Combination complete. I feel no pain. Cannot continue. Directive, liberate nation. Ensure freedom. Obey directive. Must obey directive. No freedom. Freedom on device.
What would an AI know about freedom?
I believe this one was probably our first boss fight. I got a nice A rank for that, nice. Okay, Sultan Radar tells me to go this way. Oh, it's the shield boys, okay. Oh, interesting, okay. So the shields have some kind of resistance to damage. That's good to know. There's just so much happening in this game. A lot of it's good. The freaking soundtrack is absolutely, I think, the best feature so far. The controls are pretty smooth too. Okay, so I have a couple of these. Left button to equip. Oh, the aiming is with this. Okay. How? Okay, there it is. Fire. I need to find more homing missiles. Oh yeah, it's a trigger because of the missiles. I can cut them. I can cut through the missiles. But technically, you don't have to because I can just hide behind the building and that's it. This is great, dude. This is absolutely great. Just jumping on missiles just to get to the enemy. I love this, man. Okay, let me get whatever's in this chest. Looks like a grenade that might be useful for later.
Pretty stupid to try and hide.
Well, they killed him. That's a shame. Oh, we got the burb. Okay. How do I... Okay, there we go.
Get off!
There's still one more bird flying. Yeah, that's the right arm. I need to find left arms. Yeah, I like the gameplay. I like the controls. They are definitely learnable after a little bit of practice.
So that's where they're holed up.
Some kind of electronic lock on the gate.
Most likely it opens only if you have the right ID data stored in your left hand. Perhaps you could find a cyborg with access and borrow it?
You see any cyborgs around here, Doc?
Why not double back? Check the vehicle route again. You know, back at the entrance to the old city. Who knows? Maybe you can hitch a ride. Most likely platoon commanders carry correct ID data for the gate. Use enhanced mode to figure out who to hit.
I mean, do I even have to use the enhanced mode? Because freaking Meals on Wheels just arrived on itself. There we go. One of the left arms.
Hurry and get that hand right. Hurry and get that hand right.
Okay, no doctor. Thanks for the info. There's... I slice him more like a freaking onion. How?
Right. You missed them all? Well, you just have to fight your way through.
Slice through the door. Someone tells me that it wasn't. That was the only option anyway. But there's a staircase over here. I don't know where that's gonna lead me. Oh wait, there's someone on the roof. Okay. Oh shit. I kind of fucked up that one. Only kinda, because there's always an alternative path. I want to get on that building over there. I don't think I can. I think that is specifically locked away from me. I mean, there's nothing over there anyway, so I don't know what I'm trying.
I should have guessed you would choose this route.
Okay, so we got the missile launchers, and now they, at least so they have decided to get down. Yeah, that's the right leg. I need left hands. I need to work on targeting with these guys. Once I'm gonna be able to manage, like, figure out how to get just specific separate parts, it's gonna be much better, I think. Okay, so I'm blocked by invisible wall, and invisible wall is gone. It's only like a chair. I can see something inside a little box over here. More BP. The more the merrier. What's over here? That's a 3D photo frame. Not really sure how that's gonna help. Maybe it's some kind of like a unique collectible. I surely hope it is. Okay, so we can definitely climb over here, it seems. Does it give me something? No, it looks like only like an alternative way to get up. Mine. Oh.
To get to the plant, first make your way to the hotel roof.
I didn't have that conversation earlier, but fine.
skills I have. That woman.
Raiden, what's happening? Your heart rate spiked.
Yeah, I just dodged a bullet. All right, I'm heading for the refinery.
Okay, so the one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check if I can do any customizations, because technically speaking we have already done a boss fight. And we got like a fresh checkpoint over here, so why not? I am being bothered by the fact that mouse is constantly like replenishing. What are the skills? Like I can... Updated version of Raiden's cyborg body firmware that improves balance while airborne, enabling him to parry enemies, attack mid-air. A version of the firmware that allows faster, more detailed feedback to be delivered to his brain synapses. The detailed neural feedback allows Raiden to freely sidestep enemy attacks in any direction and effectively counter the aggression. This looks like something that I should buy. Like at least one of these. I'm gonna get the, I'm gonna buy the defensive offense first. For now, at least. From fuel cells, I should be able to buy as well. From life. You need to get a life. I already got the endurance upgrade, main weapon. I mean, I can buy the sword for 20,000, the Fox blade. Apparently the same blade that was used by Frankie Yeager. Oh, actually cannot, because it's 200,000. So Fox blade is probably like a unique thing to basically get. Okay, what kind of enhancement I can get on this blade? I can absorption, energy, and strength. Okay, let's go for the strength. Absorption gonna go later, at least a little bit later. I mean, we are gonna go from, because body, that's just a customization of how the body looks, and I kind of don't feel like spending money on that, so let's put one more into this weapon, and I'm gonna go for absorption. Alright, so can I upgrade anything in life? Nope. Anything in fuel cells? Nope, at least not yet. Skills. How about I'm gonna buy this? Alright, and for now this is all I'm gonna buy. Extra customizables. Alright, let's move on. And let's see what's further ahead. Yeah, you need to remember. Oh, there it is.
Data embedded in that hand. It appears that man underwent modification at the Patriot facility, just as you did.
There it is. One of the few left hands. Nice and easy. Next one, please. But that's not the arm. Because I really wanted to get the left arm, but maybe it's just selected enemies that has that. Maybe, just maybe. Let me get additional one of these. That's a homing missile. If I'm gonna get another helicopter encounter, I'm definitely gonna need that thing. Can I open this gate? Nope. It doesn't seem like there's anything else in the area.
Call for backup during your last fight. The caller's position is on your Soliton radar. You can engage if you wish. It is your choice.
Is it on my radar? I mean, there's some kind of green. Ah, dang it. 2 choppers, nice. Yeah, now I don't really have an opportunity. To really hide behind the buildings, you know. So I have to probably do it manually. At least a little bit manually. Yeah, that chopper's definitely breaking. Some assembly required the video game. It's I got 18,000, not bad at all. But I don't think it's enough to buy another set of upgrades, so... Then again, I could check it.
The cliff is just ahead at the end of the old city. Beyond that is the refinery's backyard.
So what? It's a sheer drop? The refinery's not connected to the city at all?
No, it was only built 2 years ago. There should be a narrow path around there that leads to the plant. It is protected by a fence, but probably you can cut your way through.
Probably.
Don't get cocky. Most likely it is Desperado running security down there.
That actually makes me wanna check the upgrades, the customizables, because I have picked the left hand out of the one of the dudes. I want to see what I can do with that. The mouse is gonna annoy me. Main weapon? No. It's definitely not this. Fuel cells, maybe? Nope. Skills? No, I mean, I can buy the same skills as before, so it doesn't really bring anything new to the table. Okay, I guess I'm gonna, for now, forbid the customizations and just move on. Oh, those little things.
Watch out! They keep on coming.
I don't know their names, but they were in Metal Gear Solid 4. In the freaking microwave chamber. Felt nice. Nice and smooth. Okay, I believe I need to climb up over here. If the game is gonna allow me. There we go. Okay, I think I need to go this way. Oh, blame me, I need to go through here, okay. Don't mind me, just breaking in. Alright, yeah, we got a freaking webcam. Just gonna destroy that thing. I mean, it's a hack and slash game. It feels kind of weird trying to play this game, you know, stealthily.
Wait, there are active IR sensors in the area.
Oh, a little bit too late for that.
The enemy may be using it.
I just cut off his head, but not his left arm. There we go. Oh my god. It actually became very dark all of a sudden. It might also signalize that the storm is gonna be coming soon. So if the storm is gonna come soon, I'm gonna have to like cut off the stream, sadly. There's nothing I will be able to do about that. Let's hope that's not gonna be the case though. Okay, where's the camera? Oh, there's more sensors. Okay. I think I can reach that camera. Or maybe I can't. Hold up. Yep, that's one down. The second one is over there, but it's kind of surrounded by sensors. So I'm gonna have to like hug the wall over here, I think. Okay, that's definitely a little bit better. I'm playing this game like, as if I was trying to be stealthy, even though you guys saw that shadows, right? I wasn't the only one. Even though it's pretty clear that this game is not a stealth-oriented video game at all. What was that noise?
More classified Patriot information was in that man's holographic memory.
Well, I just fallen down. That's fine though. Oh god. He got his freaking legs cut off and he still goes. Oh, that's actually amazing. Okay, give me your energy. Give me your health. That is just... I feel so dirty by killing the guy that's just lying there on the ground, you know? It feels so dirty. Well, I messed up again. I don't think I'm gonna try to get that camera. Just gonna run past it and that's it. I think that will be the best. Yeah, there might be a storm coming because it got all of a sudden it got like super dark. Pick it up, thank you. I already have noticed the door with the blue thingamajig. I guess this is where I need to go. I head to the refining tower, so I need to go all the way up. Okay, let's go. I can actually go down. Even though it's not technically my objective, but there's a secret over here. And that's another VR mission. Those are spread all over the game. 04, so I missed 3 VR missions. Oh, that's sad. One day when I'm gonna master this game properly, because I'm actually having some fun with it. One day when I'm gonna master this game properly, I will definitely try to do 100% collectibles. Cutscene.
I was wondering when you'd come, Jack the Ripper.
No one calls me that anymore. Dolsaev, where is he?
I can show you a better time than that crusty old bear.
You're in charge here?
I am Mistral, the cold wind of France.
And Twitch streamer.
And your reputation precedes you. Liberian, but white as snow. A natural-born killer, even as a child.
That was a long time ago.
I was born in Algeria myself, you know? I'm only half French.
And?
We had our own civil war in the 90s. So you see? Cut from the same cloth, you and I.
You don't know me.
I lost my whole family. Everything. But I butchered those fuckers. My family's killers. That's when I realized I am a killer too. And a good one at that. I slaughtered dozens in Iraq, in Afghanistan. I'd found my calling.
Proud of that, are you?
What happened, happened. To be honest, I found it quite dull. My enemies fell like domino, one after another. Not once did I feel threatened. I was adrift, without challenge, without purpose. At times, I even envied my prey. At least they had a cause to die for. And then, I met him.
Who?
And I knew what I had been missing.
They actually implemented bounce physics.
Meaning. Ideals, Jack. What are yours?
I protect the weak.
Still? So naive.
And if I must kill to protect them, then so be it.
It seems we have less in common than I thought.
I'll take that as a compliment.
If you would kill for your ideals, then surely you are ready to die for them.
Okay, let's go. Oh, she got a bunch of annoyances. Okay. Deal with the annoyance first. Oh, I think I see my. I think I can see my problem. She's constantly summoning them, not just one time. Okay, this is actually pretty freaking cool.
I can handle a lot more than this.
Oh, I bet you can.
Ready to slice off some more?
I really hate using analog sticks to like wake up or to not get stunned anymore. I think I'm not aiming at the appropriate thing. Yeah, that's what I was afraid. That the small guys are gonna be a problem. Especially that this is like a very small area. So you can grab over here. But the small enemies is actually pretty damn annoying.
This ends now.
Well, we have less than 50% health, so it probably does. Absolutely bitching soundtrack. That's all I'm gonna say. I can only hope that I'm not gonna get absolutely DMCA the living shit out of me. Decent. Decent. That's a nice boss fight. Very quick too.
Report! Your vitals are dropping.
I lost. So this is how they felt.
What?
Dying. For a cause.
Wait. No. Hold on.
I am sorry. He was too much.
I do not need apology. I need you alive.
But I know you will never fall.
What? What is this talk about?
To them. The two won't go.
It's actually...
Mister, you never...
She's not talking to you, idiot.
You killed her! You vile nuts! Murderer!
That's rich coming from you. It's overdose, I have. Surrender. Translation?
Why would I surrender? You are exactly where I want.
Shit.
Built with Russian money to make Russian money. It is no plan for outcasts. It is their prison. But now, they will be free!
Damn! Crazy son of a bitch!
Raiden? Raiden, what happened?
Bastard blew himself up!
I see. Time to get you out of there. We're sending a helicopter. Secure an LZ.
Understood.
Moral of the story, it ain't worth simping for an e-girl. B in total. It seems like I missed one combat opportunity. Everything else are basically SAA, 1B, 2 A's, 2 S's. 2 S's. Funny because he said ass. Alright, I got an achievement unlocked from Steam. Fire R01 status closed. Pole arm lay in the... it's French, I cannot read French. Unlock the weapon, from what I can see. I'm actually gonna try it out. Maybe it's gonna be better than my current weapon. Customize Raiden body? Yeah, why not? Main weapon. I guess I can just select it somewhere else. I mean, obviously I cannot buy the... Oh, there's the unique weapon. Yeah, there it is. It's gonna cost me 10,000. The enhancement will expand BP percent. Yes. I'm gonna try this weapon out. Okay, so we got a unique weapon. Seems like I still cannot do anything with enhancements. Fuel cells are still like this. I can definitely buy a skill. One skill for the pole arm. I assume that's a pole arm that I just got. And also I'm gonna buy one skill for the sword. And I'm gonna keep the rest of the money for other upgrades, assuming they're gonna show up really soon.
So you've got some kind of disguise lined up, right?
Yep, all set.
Hope so. You'd be a little conspicuous just walking the streets.
Relax, Kev. I'll blend right in.
Yeah. Well, just get into the sewer system ASAP. Hopefully anyone who notices you will just mind their own business. You sure you want the K9000 there along for this one?
I had the good doctor make some adjustments along with the repairs. Remote piloting and AI wiping have been disabled. So yeah, I say let's throw him a bone.
Get a doggy!
My exoskeleton resembles a canine. Canines enjoy bones. Amusing on 2 levels.
Let's go.
Fucking ginormous cyborg with a cyber dog in his sombrero driving a Tesla. Totally gonna blend in. Okay.
Un mariachi, ¿no? Un cyborg. Ese sombrero.
Yep. The blend. I think they forgot about the blending in part.
Adios, amigos.
¿Viste? Qué raro, ¿eh? Hay que hacer que no lo vimos. Vámonos ya.
Pick the hat. It's a fancy hat, dude.
It's Raiden. I'm in the sewer system.
All right, let's get started. Your mission's to investigate the Desperado-affiliated research center somewhere in that area. According to the intel from our client, the lab's been dumping illegal waste into those sewers. FYI, they're also involved with the cartels in human trafficking. Allegedly, anyway.
This just gets better and better.
Tell me about it. We need you to infiltrate the lab and find out everything you can. Of course, you'll have to find it first. We still don't know the exact location.
So I'm looking for anywhere the lab might hook up with the sewers?
Yep. If they're actually dumping waste, they've got to link up somehow. Find that connection, sneak into the lab, and see if you can find evidence implicating them on anything.
No problem. Stealth's my specialty.
Right.
Oh yeah. In
Well,
hack and slash
we'll
game
see.
stealth.
Do we have any idea what kind of research they're doing there?
Not really. Maybe something related to all the people they're trafficking.
Like experimentation?
It's possible. First things first, though. Find a way into that lab. Oh, right. It says here the locals say black crocodiles live in those sewers, so you know, watch out.
Black crocodiles? Could they be talking about UGs?
Maybe just an urban legend. But still, be careful.
I will scout ahead. You will provide backup.
Sir, yes, sir.
Commence operation.
Alright, you guys know what time it is. It's time to do some conversations, to do some codex, because, well, it's a Metal Gear Solid, and it's not Metal Gear Solid, it's Metal Gear Rising, it's one of the Metal Gear games. I consider codec conversations as cutscenes, so I'm gonna just disable the most of the HUD, and I'm simply gonna go with every single possible conversation possible, and we got an additional conversation with Wolf, so let's see how that's gonna go. So let's start with Boris.
How are things back in Abkhazia?
Thanks to the full efforts of the workers, power was restored in just 2 days.
Pretty impressive.
Only the power plant is back online, though. Refinery itself will likely be out of service for months. Fuel sent from Supsa is being used to power the plant for now.
Just wish I could have stopped him.
Impossible without a sniper. And in our focus on anti-cyborg combat, we were unprepared. Thankfully, other than financial losses, few Abkhaz citizens were seriously affected. The plant workers had already been evacuated, and most were hired back on to rebuild the refinery. We received payment and are not being blamed for the suicide blast.
Good to hear. It should go a long way to help fix our reputation.
Duh. And even more good news. Desperado is down one of its top captains.
Let's hope they learned a lesson.
We can hope, but it is doubtful. We still do not know who is supporting them. Even if we shut Desperado down entirely, their backers could simply hire some other PMC.
Whoever it is, you really think they're interested in the pipeline? Who'd benefit besides the Georgians?
Hard to say. Whatever the plan was, it went up in flames with Dulcayev's suicide. The problem is that there are countless companies and governments profiting off the BTC pipeline. Whoever is behind it, they may be too big for a simple security firm like us to do anything.
Yeah, one thing we do know, though, is that Sundowner's more than just a pawn in all of this. We need to watch him. Trafficking or not, we need to stop their operation here.
Find the evidence, and perhaps we can do that. And Tovarich, be careful.
Have you ever worked with this client of ours before?
Duh. Several active human rights groups engage in non-violent interventions like this one. Typically, they hire firms like ours to provide security and backup. Most serious human rights abuses take place in unstable regions, after all. Legitimate human rights groups, not fakes set up by oil firm or such things, they cannot handle it.
Yeah. It's different for private groups working in hostile regions, especially when some of that hostility comes from the local authorities.
Indeed. NGOs and security firms play a greater role in peacekeeping, too. You know, DDR business. Disarmament, demobilization, reintegration. Like the UN runs it. Usually, carrying weapons is not permitted for the group involved, for obvious reasons.
So outfits like ours run guard duty. If the locals don't like armed peacekeepers, then they pretend to be unarmed observers instead.
Duh. It's beneficial for the client if the locals are aware of the firepower backing them, though. I've drank tea with the sort of people my company would normally be pushing back with the butts of our rifles. It's very different from usual. More direct sort of security work, especially at beginning. But I got used to it. Less danger of unexpected conflict, and the pay is pretty good. We've built a good reputation for this kind of work. This is why NGO hired us for this job.
How are things back in Abkhazia?
Thanks to only the fuels.
Okay, that's all the conversation with him.
Whoever
is
we need to
find and to.
I actually wonder if there's a way to like skip the entire conversation altogether. I'm actually gonna try it. Hold up.
Have you ever worked with this client of ours before?
Duh, typical most.
Yeah.
In the usual.
So if the
it's very. We've built.
Okay, so I just need to hold. Well, I'm on PlayStation 5 controller, so I just need to hold triangle to skip the repeatables. Okay, let's go and talk to Kevin.
This trial mentioned someone from her past. Any idea who that could have been?
None. I checked her file again, couldn't find a thing. Definitely not Dolzaev. Probably not Sundowner either.
No. The way she put it, it didn't sound like anyone I've encountered so far. Maybe someone involved in backing Desperado.
If so, sounds like they're providing more than just financing. Maybe they share the same philosophy.
That'd be bad. People willing to die for their leaders aren't so easy to predict.
Yeah, but other than the wins, Desperado's cyborgs are all just hired contractors. They're probably emotion suppressed with nanos or drugs or whatever, but that's about it.
You're probably right.
One thing that actually bothers me is the fact that he mentions nanomachines, which were in Metal Gear Solid 4. Suppressing nanomachines. With the fall of the SOP system, I don't think the nanomachines supposed to work anymore, unless they found like another way to make nanomachines work without the control of the massive AI system, which I don't know how even they achieved such a thing.
You know, I've never really developed a taste for climbing through sewers, and Guadalajaras aren't exactly wowing me either. This place isn't gonna go up in flames, right? I think I saw something about that in the briefing.
You're talking about 1992? What a mess. Over 200 people killed. That was almost a half-century ago, though. You smell anything off? Before the explosions, residents complained they smelled gas from the sewers.
I'm in a sewer, Kev. You think I've got my smell receptors on? Local air analysis doesn't show anything potentially poisonous or explosive, though.
Well, you ought to be fine then. Besides, little gas explosion's probably not gonna kill someone like you.
Well, that's very encouraging. Seriously, though, Guadalajara is not a bad place, at least from what I've seen.
Oh, it's not. Second largest city in Mexico, after all. I've actually spent a lot of time down there. It's got a lot of charm. The architecture is a fusion of Latin and old colonial Spanish culture. The city's historic district is home to a massive cathedral overlooking the whole town. It's always bustling. It's a lot of fun just kicking back and watching the locals. Walking around the Libertad, taking in the sun with a cerveza in one hand, mariachi band nearby. No better way to spend a weekend, let me tell you.
If this PMC thing doesn't work out, you'd make one hell of a tour guide. Meanwhile, I'm down in this dark, filthy, humid, cramped sewer.
Also, if you ask me, the girls over there are the hottest in all of Mexico. You wouldn't believe some of the chicas.
Rub it in, Kevin. Rub it in.
In the shopping malls, at the bars.
Sounds like better company than a robo-wolf and a bunch of plague-ridden mice.
Well, hang in there. I'll buy you a shot of tequila after we wrap this up. The city of Tequila's not far, actually. That's where it originated.
I'll take you up on that. Now let's get this over with. Hey, Kev, let me ask you something.
What's up? We've been over pretty much all the...
No. Those girls in Guadalajara, you never told me what happened.
Jeez, man, we're in the middle of a mission here.
No, we're not.
So they used you for free drinks and then took off, I take it, huh?
Well, they weren't really my type. I'm more of an intellectual, you know?
Oh,
I'm not just
definitely.
any random girl at a bar. Looks are one thing, but I need someone I can talk to. Someone fun but clever with a good sense of humor.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Look, Kev, you're in your 30s now. It's time to stop holding out for Lil Miss Perfect. You just need to find someone nice. You know, settle down, start a family.
Okay, Mom. Okay.
Laugh all you want, Kev.
The face that
having
he
kids will change
makes
your
is
life.
so...
I can't see him all the time with work and all. But
I love
whenever
that
I'm
face that
back
he makes.
home, he's always so excited to see me. When I see that, I feel like, you know, I want to do whatever I can to keep him happy.
Sure, I hear you. But look, man, I was just having some fun in Mexico. Wasn't seriously searching for a wife or anything.
I know, but separate from that, I just think you've gotten too damn picky. I can understand trying to find the ideal woman when you're young, but you know what? It's those little imperfections, those idiosyncrasies that keep things interesting in the long run. You come to appreciate that kind of stuff in a lifetime relationship.
Idiosyncrasies, huh? Like if she snores or she talks loud during movies?
Well, not if she talks during movies. A man's gotta have some standards.
Good one, right? Good one, Raiden. Good one. It's funny how he mentions that men gotta have standards, while in Metal Gear Solid 2, during one of the conversations, when Raiden was talking with Rose, they actually mentioned that they went back. I think they went back to the apartment, or they either went to the cinema, and they watched the Godzilla movies and the King Kong movies, or something similar to that. I cannot remember right now.
Hey, Kev, that piece of shit who killed Enmani, is he one of those almighty winds?
Yeah. Goes by Sundowner. It's a folk name for this warm air current in Southern California. He's also, well, not the formal head of Desperado, but pretty much their de facto leader. Let's see. Born in Alabama, family was poor. Solid student, decent grades, but no money for college, so he joined the army. Says he fought in Panama in '89, then Iraq again, Afghanistan. In 2008, he drops out of the service and starts doing merc work for various PMCs. He was active all through the SOP years. Built up quite a reputation. Apparently, the Sundowner handle comes from all the blood he leaves behind. Looks like the sunset. Anyway, an IED put him out of action for a few years. But then, Cyborg Tech brought him out of retirement. The Army investigated him for possible war crimes. A few times, looks like. Desecrating remains, torturing POWs, some wrongful deaths. No convictions, though.
Pretty rosy past, huh? Not that I'm one to talk.
Hey, come on, buddy. You know that's not fair. You were just a kid. You didn't know what you were doing. And it's not like they gave you a choice.
Yeah. Thanks, Kev. Kev, you dig up anything more on Jetstream Sam?
Yeah, actually a bit. Still a lot of missing pieces.
I'll take what I can.
Right. Full name, Samuel Rodriguez. Born in Brazil, so I guess that'd be more like Samuel Rodriguez. He's actually not one of the Winds of Destruction. He's not even a Desperado employee.
Yeah. Didn't seem like your typical PMC to me.
His father ran a Brazilian Kenjutsu dojo.
Genjutsu? That's a school of Japanese swordplay.
Mm-hmm. A lot of Japanese immigrated to Brazil way back when. They brought martial arts with them. Those evolved and became their own offshoots. You've heard of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right? It's their variation on Judo. Brazilian Kenjutsu's the same kind of thing. A different evolution of the old samurai sword skills. Bit of capoeira and some other stuff mixed in. Anyway, I did some digging. Apparently, the Rodriguez dojo was a big proponent of the Uridachi style.
Uridachi, a.k.a. Setsujinken, the murdering sword. Basically the polar opposite of my sword of justice.
Rodriguez Kinjutsu uses kicks, sword butts, even throws. Unpredictable and very deadly. Anyway, this is interesting. Sam's father was killed by one of his pupils. There were rumors one of the cartels was involved, but it's not clear how or why. And after that, Sam disappears for a while, then comes back, kills the guy who killed his dad, and leaves Brazil. He travels the world for a while, taking odd jobs, bodyguard, cleaner for the mob, etc., etc. Made a big name for himself in the criminal underworld, especially in Central and South America. One story has Sam taking out a mafia hit squad, 10 men, all with assault rifles, using only his sword.
Not unheard of for a cyborg.
This was back in the early 2000s.
Come on. He did that without enhancements? And pre-SOP?
That's the story anyway. And he's a cyborg now, so he could only be stronger. Not to freak you out or anything.
I told you, Kev. I got a reading on his fighting style from last time, and my body's been upgraded. I'll be fine.
Yeah, no. I know you will be.
Hey, Kev. You have anything on that sword Sam was using? Didn't seem like your garden variety high-frequency blade.
It's not. It's a samurai sword. The real deal. 16th century make, handed down in his family ever since. Sam had it recast as a high-frequency blade. Doesn't say by who.
Is this something I need to worry about?
Maybe. You know the basics of sword making, right? The harder the metal, the better it cuts, but also the more brittle it is. So a sword's gotta be sturdy, but also just pliable enough to absorb shock without breaking. Walking that line, striking that balance, that's what makes sword crafting an art. Japanese swords fuse different types of iron, each with different amounts of carbon. Different levels of flexibility, in other words. So the blade can be tough and razor sharp.
And that gets multiplied when the sword gets the HF treatment?
Yeah. Basically, the high-frequency upgrade sets the blade vibrating really, really fast, right? That vibration acts on the electron shells of atoms in the sword and the local electromagnetic field. When the EMF achieves resonance, the blade's bonding is strengthened. At a quantum level, it's like the entire sword is made up of the exact same particle type. It also disrupts any atoms it comes into contact with. Say, those that make up the target. Their electron clouds shrink from exposure to quantum decoherence at the Planck scale. In other words, it electrically severs the bonds that keep the target's atoms together.
You lost me around the EMF part.
And that's the dumbed-down explanation. To be honest, even I don't understand all the details. Point is, an HF upgrade is like an amplifier. It multiplies what's already there. So Sam's badass blade might give him the edge. I mean, you know what I mean.
The original sword was really that good?
Sounds like it. Says here it's a Murasama blade.
Murasama. Sounds familiar.
One of the top 10 best-known sword makers worldwide. Easy. In Japan, he is legendary. They say his swords thirst for blood, that they choose who will wield them, you know, that sort of thing.
Ooh, now I really am scared.
I know, right?
Where the hell did Desperado get all these cyborgs anyway, Kev?
Hard to say. They're not as rare as they once were, but still. Of all registered PMC troops, we're still talking, what, 3% have enhancements? Maybe 5% tops. Mostly career military who got hurt on the battlefield one way or another. Getting their arms or legs back lets them keep earning a living. But most able-bodied soldiers are still reluctant to sacrifice their own healthy body parts. Plus, the surgery is highly specialized. Expensive as hell. Not to mention maintenance costs after that. Unless insurance is footing the bill, most guys couldn't afford enhancements even if they wanted to.
Maverick's got some cyborgs. What's their story? They all wounded in action?
Mostly. I heard a few saved up and paid for it themselves, but just a few. There is this one crazy blonde guy, though. I heard he asked for a full body conversion.
The Patriots didn't leave me much of a body to begin with. I just had Herr Doctor finish what they started.
You know I'm just giving you shit, man. Anyway, yeah. Looking at the numbers, cyborg soldiers are still a pretty small minority. Not really surprising when only contractors in developed countries are offered insurance. Third world soldiers get hurt out on the field, and that's all she wrote. They can't work as a merc anymore. Most times, they can't really work at all.
Well, Desperado's up to something. 'Cause cyborgs are definitely not in the minority here.
I've heard of some PMCs covering the cost of the surgery for their disabled. The mercs get their career back, sure, but the PMCs aren't exactly running a charity. These guys have to work to pay it off until the company at least breaks even on them. Any cyborg breaks his contract early would probably be in debt for the rest of his life.
You think that's Desperado's MO?
I can't prove it, but sure as hell wouldn't surprise me.
So what kind of deal does Maverick offer its contractors?
Oh yeah, I forgot you're full-time too. You never contracted with us?
Nope. Boris invited me on board the first time we talked about it. We've known each other since Area 51. Didn't have any reason to turn him down, so yeah. Never really considered the contract route.
Right. Well, it's actually pretty rare for guys on the ground like you to be full-timers. Most of Maverick's soldiers are contractors, just like with any other PMC. It just makes sense. After all, it's never the same job twice in this business. Each mission has its own requirements. Force size, skill set, all that crap. So generally, we contract out on a per-mission basis, or a fixed schedule for longer jobs. A lot of US companies are doing it that way lately, not just PMCs. Besides, a good contractor can earn more than most regular full-time employees. Definitely a hell of a lot more than regular military.
And if they want to quit, can they get out of their contract?
Yep. Of course, just up and quitting right in the middle of a mission would cause problems. Just like any other job, you know? We'd want some notice to settle on a new end date, but hold up. You're not thinking of leaving us, are you?
Just curious. You still busy with all that other work, Kev?
You know me, man. Kev of all trades. I got a lot on my plate. Briefing prep, arms procurement, client negotiation, HR, biz dev, accounting, you name it. Lately, though, I've been focusing more on sales and on-site coordination. Oh, and advisor work like this.
Never sleep, do you?
Things have been better since Courtney joined up, at least.
Miss Trawl mentioned someone from her past. Any idea who that could have been?
None. I checked her file again, couldn't find a thing. Definitely not Dolzaev.
No, maybe...
Okay, we already repeating that, so now it's time to talk to Courtney. Yeah, might as well I can make a manual save.
I can't believe Dolzaev blew himself up.
Pretty common terror tactic. You don't usually see the leaders doing it, though. It's one thing to get your flock pumped up on the glory of dying for the cause, but it's not often they actually go through with it themselves.
You gotta have a public face, after all. The guy who gets to claim responsibility on the evening news.
In a weird way, Dolzaev showed some serious dedication. Not that I'm about to praise him for it.
Yeah, still a terrorist. A suicide bomber in the end.
If that's what you want to call him. Still, he kind of failed at it.
How so?
Well, all that explosion did was put a dent in Abkhazia's budget. More Russia's, really. They're the ones rebuilding the refinery. The coup didn't work out. He couldn't overthrow the government. He was barely a blip on Russia's radar.
So, you're saying the bombing didn't accomplish any of his goals? He did it just because he was cornered? Sounds more like just plain suicide.
Yeah. Probably wanted to end things with his own hands. Like a samurai committing harakiri.
Still not something to be commended for, though.
Yeah. Lumping him in with true warriors like the samurai just gives them a bad name.
I hope she didn't get to you. Wanting to protect the weak that's worth striving for.
Don't worry. I've heard more than a few supervillain spiels in my time. Maybe we had some things in common in our past, but not anymore. I bring my beliefs into every battle I fight. You want to call me foolish? Well, that's not going to change me.
I'm glad to hear that, Raiden.
Yeah, thanks. Riding out.
Say, Raiden, where'd you get that hat you were wearing?
The sombrero? Well, picked it up at a souvenir store here. I guess I just kind of like the design. Also, when you're on a scout mission, it's vital that you use the local attire to blend into the background.
Yeah. I think it looked pretty good
Blending
on you.
in.
You looked like some kind of mariachi singer.
A 6 feet tall cyborg with like all the limbs, you know, sombrero, a little bit of punch. That's definitely gonna cover it up.
Well, I mean, that sombrero really is meant to be part of a mariachi costume. Mexicans don't wear hats like that normally.
Come on. The guy at the shop told me I'd look just like a local.
Yeah, a local tourist, maybe. Look, you might see a lot of Mexican men wearing sombreros during their daily routines, but, nothing like that. They'd go for something a lot more simple and compact. Something not all that different from cowboy hats in the Old West.
Are you sure?
I don't know if it's true or not, but I have heard one theory about the modern cowboy hat. They say it's based on the sombreros the original Western settlers brought from Mexico. Of course, cowboy hats come in all shapes and sizes, so you can't really say a specific one's the cowboy hat.
Huh. Well, now I know why the locals were so eager to get a look at me.
That wasn't the hat.
It definitely wasn't a hat.
By the way, Raiden, have you ever eaten nopalitos? They're typically called nopales.
Huh. Oh, like that street vendor was selling. Nope. No pales.
Well, that's too bad. You really ought to try some while you're in the area.
Yeah, but it's from a cactus, right? Doesn't it taste all thin and watery?
Not at all. It's kind of like the flesh of aloe vera leaves or the seaweed used in Japanese cooking. It's got this really soft but crunchy texture, and it's really versatile. You can eat nopales as is in a salad, saute them, stir-fry them with steak, put them in tacos. You can even toss them in a blender to make some juice.
I had no idea.
Tell me about it. I got hooked after Boris took me to this one Mexican restaurant. After that, I just had to learn more about them. Ooh, for example, they're really low in calories. They also have lots of soluble and insoluble fiber, which not only promotes digestion, but is great for maintaining healthy cholesterol and blood pressure levels. It's even thought to help prevent intestinal cancer. It's packed with healthy stuff too, like vitamins B and C, potassium, and iron.
Okay, I get it. It's good for you. So how does it taste?
Huh? I just told you.
And
Never
Metal Gear Solid.
mind. Probably can't capture any food down here anyway.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 3 reference right there.
My muscles run on fuel cells, and I've got enough blood sugar to keep my brain running for another week.
Well, you can still eat though, right?
Yep.
So, how about we all go out for Mexican once you're done? Food's a lot more than just an energy supply, you know? It's meant to be enjoyed.
With that, I agree.
That was a Metal Gear Solid 3 reference. In Metal Gear Solid 3, basically survival, eating food was a part of a gameplay. So every time you captured like an animal or a mushroom or something else that was in the area of Metal Gear Solid 3, you could basically call an NPC via, well, it's a Metal Gear Solid 3, so there was a radio connection of sorts. And you could basically have a conversation about that, about how it tastes, where it originates, and things like this entire conversation, you could say it's a one-to-get reference to Metal Gear Solid 3.
Raiden, what you said before about your sword being a tool of justice, I just want to say I agree 100%. I wish all PMCs thought that way.
Glad to hear you say that.
You mentioned it was part of some samurai code?
Yeah. I didn't grow up using a sword. I fell into it by chance, during a mission. After that, I decided to train with the HF blade. I studied a lot of samurai techniques. I really got into it. Started learning more and more about ancient Japan and the samurai code. I tore through stacks of books, movies, anything I could get my hands on.
Somehow hard to imagine you settling in with a big bucket of popcorn.
What? A cyborg can't have hobbies? I'll have you know I'm actually a huge movie buff.
Okay, okay. So that's where you picked up this Sword of Justice creed?
Yeah. Most of it from a single master named Munenori Yagyu. He founded a school of swordsmanship on the idea that violence can be necessary for the greater good. He called it Katsujinken, the life-giving sword. Yagyu believed power isn't evil in itself. It's how it's applied that matters. As time went on, Katsujinken incorporated deterrence. It took on the meaning of winning without fighting. Or as I like to say, one sword keeps another in the sheath. That's from George Herbert. He was an English priest, 17th century, almost the same era as Yagyu.
Huh. It's a universal idea, I guess.
You could frame the same message as use of a necessary evil, but I think it's a good mindset for any PMC.
At least as long as there's fighting that requires us in the first place.
Which doesn't seem likely to change anytime soon.
You know, I have to hand it to you guys. Cyborgs are just amazing to me. So much power and speed.
It's not all gravy.
No? How so?
Well, things have improved a lot in the past few years. But back when I was modded for the first time, keeping artificial blood free of impurities was a huge hassle. Artificial muscles need a constant flow of oxygen from a blood source, just like the real thing. But it was a challenge getting the kidney units as small as they needed to be. We all had to undergo routine dialysis.
Sounds rough.
Used to be even worse back when Dr. Clark was still experimenting. Bad nerve connections would screw with the test subject's pain receptors. It was torture. Compared to that, I had it pretty easy.
It wasn't until recently that you could eat and drink like normal people, right?
That's right. We generally use glucose-based nutrient packs to keep the brain running. But we can absorb nutrients orally now, too. Whatever we eat's broken down by nanomachines, and we have taste sensors as well. It's not exactly like it was before. The difference is, I can turn those sensors off if I don't need them. That's been surprisingly useful.
So cyborgs can live pretty much normal lives now?
Well, getting there. We still need fuel cells and nutrition packs, not to mention regular maintenance. It's a lot of dough. Of course, another big problem's how other people look at you.
How do you mean?
There was a time when I wore artificial skin. Tried to look as close to normal as possible. I've still got some now, on my face. The tech at the time wasn't great. You still looked pretty unnatural. Maybe you could fool someone from far away, but up close, even a baby could tell I wasn't human. Going out shopping or whatever, you could feel all those eyes on you. I tried to find something to do other than fight, but looking like I did got me 2 strikes pretty much as soon as I walked through the door.
That sounds terrible.
Well, you appreciated it when people were honest about it at least. But when they were too polite to just say so, that was rough. Things are getting better these days, though. Artificial skin's improved a lot. And you don't get so many stares now that the general public knows about cyborgs.
Maybe I should look into the cyborg thing, huh? I could eat whatever I want, whenever I want.
Probably cheaper just getting lipo, Courtney.
Jerk.
I actually like to listen to those conversations, mostly because I want to squeeze as many references to the previous games as I can and actually explain it to you guys.
Courtney, there's something I'd like your opinion on.
What's up?
It's how I replenish my electrolytes. I'm basically feeding off these cyborgs.
Oh, yeah. That. I don't really see any better options, to be honest. I doubt your old body would have stood up against the Desperado Captains or Jetstream Sam. And if we fail here, it's not only bad for us, but for our clients and all of Sakumi.
Yeah, you're right.
Besides, it's like you say, no one's forcing them to be here. They chose to throw in with the terrorists.
Yeah.
Look, I won't lie. I don't feel great about it. But in the scheme of things, yes, I think it's justified.
Thanks. I guess it's never black and white in this business, is it?
No. No, it's not. Do you and Kevin work a lot together, Raiden?
Well, Maverick's not that big. Unless you're a short-term contractor, you tend to work with the same guys. Last job we were on together, I was hired by the Carabinieri to track down 3 Albanian mafiosos. They'd fled Italy for Montenegro, and I had to bring them back. It wasn't easy. All 3 of them had cybernetic upgrades. Without Kev, I could have been in serious trouble.
He was with an NGO before Maverick, I think, handling disarmament work for the UN.
Yeah. He and Boris met while working together to resolve a conflict in Africa. They hit it off. So when Boris gave him a job opportunity, he took it.
I kind of wonder why. We're pretty much the opposite of a disarmament outfit.
3 things are needed after a conflict: disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration into society. That's the way it usually goes. I guess Kevin felt like the process was getting to be a joke. Even if the UN taps the group that caused the conflict for post-war cleanup, There's no way of ensuring their sincere cooperation. There's always a chance they'll underreport the number of soldiers they've got on hand.
That, or they only disarm the useless parts of their force. The ones with outdated weapons and gear.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they can hide their standing force, the one with all the up-to-date weaponry, from the UN. Afghanistan saw a lot of that, since the wars were all waged by rival military cliques. Anyway, Kev saw that happening on a daily basis in Africa. Guess he just wanted a job where he had a firmer grasp on what was going on. And then along comes Boris. Kev had to think it over for a while, sure. But, well, here we all are.
PMCs are going to need more people like him. And me too, I guess. You know, civilian viewpoints.
Couldn't agree more.
Raiden, can I ask you something?
Sure. What is it?
Just wondering, why'd you join
Well, Boris and I go way back. Our first time working together was rescuing Sunny. That's Colonel Gerlukovich's granddaughter. He and Boris were good friends back in the USSR.
Right. The Patriots were holding her?
Yeah. I was mainly working with the PLA, but Boris was a huge help. His Russian military connections paid off big time. All his covert op experience, too. He wasn't working pro bono, of course, but he went above and beyond the call. The Patriots were a threat to everyone, not just America. He got that.
And when Paradise Lost disbanded, he formed a new outfit and got them all work.
Most of them, anyway, including me.
Did you ever consider another line of work? Something non-military, I mean?
I'm a cyborg, Courtney. What am I gonna do? Drive an ice cream truck? I can pass as normal from a distance, but up close, anyone can tell it's artificial skin. Good jobs aren't easy to come by these days, even for non-cyborgs, and I've got a family to feed. Besides, I've been fighting my whole life. It's just who I am.
Sorry, I didn't mean to pry.
It's fine, Courtney. No worries. So, Courtney, you've heard my story. What about you? How'd you end up at Maverick?
Me? Well,
there's so many conversations in this game. I think this game is like the other people say. This game is pretty short.
There was a lot of talk about the
hence why they just simply packed all the conversations inside of a codec. And there's plenty to listen.
Pretty noble, huh? Anyway, around then you started hearing all about this war economy stuff on the news. I was, I don't know, disgusted, I guess. Disillusioned for sure.
And that changed your mind?
It wasn't just the war stuff that bothered me. It's everything it represented. How so much of what the first world enjoys comes at the expense of third world people. The more I researched, the more I realized how bad things are. Underreported, too. After that, money wasn't such a priority anymore. I know how trite that sounds, but it's true. I wasn't naive, though. I knew living in some hippie commune or going Amish wouldn't change anything. So I started looking for a career where I felt I might actually have an impact.
You didn't worry about working at a PMC? Becoming part of the problem?
Well, I wasn't going to sign up with just anybody. But not all PMCs are bad, you know? Some of them, sure. They'll do anything for a buck, no questions asked. That's why someone has to stand up to them. Protect the innocent from those guys.
That's us in a nutshell. So you did your homework and found Maverick.
Honestly, it was more dumb luck than anything else. I had a friend who knew I was interested in this kind of work who was also friends with Kevin. They introduced us, we set up a meeting, and here I am.
That's right. I always forget you and Kev went to the same school. Huh. Definitely not your typical path to joining a PMC, that's for sure.
I really am here to fix the world. I know it's a cliche, but there it is.
Well, I for one am glad to hear it. So how's it been since you joined Maverick, Courtney? About what you expected?
Not even close. I had no idea what I was signing up for. You deal in a lot of expensive weapons and equipment that can save people's lives. But at the same time, you can't just ignore the bottom line. You catch yourself measuring lives in dollars and cents.
Yeah, the business side can get pretty messy.
Messy is right. but I won't just ignore it. I can't make informed decisions without confronting the ugly realities.
Not an easy burden to bear, Courtney.
Well, if it ever gets to be too much, I'll reconsider. But for now, I'm fine. I can handle it. What's up? No? Did you need anything else?
No, guess not. Just wanted to hear the sound.
Oh.
Okay, so at least we got Courtney out of the way. All right. The weather is rather weird today where I am. Because right now the sun is shining. I mean, I don't have to use the light anymore. There was like 5 minutes where I actually had to turn my webcam lamp that I have set up. But all of a sudden it's bright. For a second over there was like really dark and a lightning struck in. So I guess you guys can hear that. I think it would be a safe call to call it a day here. Not because I don't want to play the game, but because of the thunderstorm and the not really good weather conditions. So I'm just gonna save the game. And I'm sadly gonna have to call it a day earlier.
Okay, save complete.
Thank you.
Don't let your guard down, okay?
Because of, like I said, because of the weather being not really, you know, not very good. The weather conditions are getting worse and worse, and I don't want to lose my PC because of the storm. What I'm basically gonna do is first I'm gonna get deaf, because the main menu is absolutely loud as hell. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rate somebody, pretty much. Hold up, chat time. Yeah, so we're gonna talk with you guys for a second. I wish I could stream for longer, but I already heard thunder. I think the storm is actually coming above me. I'd rather not take the risk. I'm gonna see who is online, because I'm gonna have to turn off PC for a little while. At least until the storm is gonna stop. I am going to a Turin because he's online right now. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I got, apparently, according to this, I got like 3 follows, but I'm pretty sure those are all bots. So let's forget about Turin. The weather's basically unsure, and I'm not risking losing a PC. That's all there is to it. Alright guys, I'm not gonna do my typical, you know... If you guys are new to the channel, just remember to follow me on Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, ring the bell, all that stuff. Links for all the form of support down below in the panels or description. Twitch subscribe, Prime Gaming, regular Twitch, ad reviewing, bits for emotes, direct donations, all that stuff. I'm gonna be continuing this game tomorrow. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Sorry that I had to end that stream this early, but I basically have no confidence in today's weather whatsoever. So yeah, it is what it is. See ya.